All right, good morning, all. Hope you got a big old cup of coffee if you need it, because I most certainly do. But all right, so plenty going on today, but first things first, thank you to those of you who subscribed this past week. I appreciate it. It lets me know I'm doing something right, I suppose. If you're new here, give it a listen. If you like it, give it a like. If you've seen a couple videos, why not subscribe? Helps me out big time. It's a real small channel, and the more people who subscribe and like these things, it makes that YouTube algorithm go burr. All right, enough shilling. So let's get into things. Chainlink, yeah, everyone's favorite. If you go to that one weird website that's got a lot of interesting takes on things, apparently these people are starting to think it's decoupling from Bitcoin. They mean price. So, talking about, Chainlink, 13th by market cap. It had an amazing rally, almost hit $5. Then in mid March, it crashed, and it's recovering, and it's actually looking like it's trending back upward, even as Bitcoin and the rest of the market kind of goes sideways or down, hence decoupling, divorcing, separating, anything like that. So it's not the first time, oh boy, it's not the first time the coin has exhibited these signs. Did it back in October and all these other things, but when Bitcoin fell, Link surged to a local top. So we're hoping there's a good case for this. We talked about this article the other day, but China's blockchain services network is integrating with Chainlink, so that may be where this is coming from. Personally, I want more and more cryptos to decouple from Bitcoin, so that way they can't affect each other. They should stand and fall on their own merits, not on what the big daddy does. Just like stocks. Be nice. But I'm really hopeful Chainlink does well. I don't own any Chainlink. I never really looked into the project too much, but the deeper and deeper I go, the more I actually kind of like what I see, and I keep thinking to myself, dang, wish I had some money to invest. But such is the world we live in right now. But jumping off of that point, Tron, I own Tron. It's my most disappointing buy. Well, second most disappointing. We won't talk about the other one. But it's been plagued with a lot of scandals. And the street is trying to answer the question, is Tron a scam or a quote unquote healer? I believe that's what Tron called itself. Yeah. So the Tron blockchain works on top of the Tron virtual machine, just like the Ethereum virtual machine. Its aim is to disrupt the content model of the web, giving users a way to monetize their data with the stated goal of healing the web. A lot of people say it's a scam. I mean, right off the bat, when it started, the project got accused of plagiarizing other projects' white papers. Justin Sun, who's like the founder, spiritual head of Tron, announced he'd give away 20 million in a Tesla, and then that never happened. They bought BitTorrent, and BitTorrent had employees resign, who's saying Sun is exaggerating, and this, that, and the other thing. And to top it off, Sun recently called his own project Tron TRX, the project's native token, a shitcoin. So, you kind of got a pretty good case for why people be hating on Tron, why I be hating on Tron. I mean, it's understandable. It really is. However, the street here is arguing that its actual fundamentals are pretty decent. So they looked at Tron's on-chain activity to determine if the project was doing something fishy. And it turns out the active supply in the past 30 days shows off a healthy ecosystem. They got this fun little diagram. So both holders, light blue and less active wallets, dark green, are sending tokens to staking in the bottom right, orange. So they're like, pew, pew, pew. So, and we all know staking is the act of locking away your tokens to receive rewards. Different coins do it slightly different, so I won't get into that too much. There is DApp activity. You can see top holders and smaller wallets using their tokens on dApps in light purple. I think that's right there. Node operators and voters are getting awarded. Smaller wallets own most of the active supply. So the street on flip side, they're saying, it actually might be doing okay. It's got a decent business model. It's not amazing, but it's got a 1.1 billion market cap. I don't know how many of you have something that has a 1.1 billion market cap, because I don't. So it's doing something right. Now, a lot of the criticisms I think are still legitimate, and whether Tron can grow and develop long term, I don't know. I mean, they bought BitTorrent and Steemit, and Sun's been palling around with Warren Buffett trying to do all these things. So I haven't sold my Tron. I'm very disappointed in it. It's lost a lot of its money. Part of me wants to just realize the losses and move on with my life, but something about it keeps me from doing so. And this article didn't help me either way. So, moving on to number 3, we got to talk about Circle. Old USDC coin is ending its monogamous relationship with Ethereum. Apparently, they're moving to more of an open relationship. So it's actually going to be this Algorand will be the first to receive stable coins powered by USDC. So yeah, they're trying out a multi-chain framework for it on non-Ethereum blockchains. It doesn't really bother me too much. Ethereum is not perfect. It's still got a lot of road ahead of it. It can only do so many transactions per second. There's no network that can facilitate the amount of transactions that true, fast adoption would bring. So, multi-chain it. That seems like an okay idea. USDC transactions take around 10 minutes. If they can get it down to 5 through partnering with different blockchains, that's fine with me. It's a stable coin. It's not going to really affect anything. It's nice to have stablecoin support. I use them. They're convenient. So yeah, no, I'm pretty good. Yeah. So Center, which is the company that's kind of behind USD, they administer. Yeah, Center is the collaboration between Coinbase and Circle that administers it. They announced it on Wednesday. Like I said, it's a good idea. I like it. And yeah, it's the most popular important stable coin in the Ethereum ecosystem, and I believe second overall. Only one beating it out is Tether. So yeah, it was, they used it to help stabilize the Maker protocol following March 2020. It's officially accepted for tax payments in Bermuda and has helped facilitate margin trading. So yeah, no, they're just doing some upgrades. I'm good. Glad. Keep up. Do your thing. Oh, I also did look. Algorand is currently 80th in market cap with about 60 million, about 23 cents. That's interesting. It's going to get the product some attention. I can see it's, up 4% on the day, probably due to those announcements. Oh, look, BitTorrent, Tron acquisition, kicking around just a little bit higher at, 0.03 of a penny. All right, you do you. Go for it. All right, moving on to numero quattro. We got to mention Crypto.com's issuer, Wirecard. Wirecard, filing for insolvency. So yeah, they're filing for insolvency. The management board, they came to that conclusion. They're not going to be able to make it, so they're filing and after the announcement, their share price tanked 80%, which it was already down 75-80% before this, so not great. But yeah, if you've been living under a rock, there was a $2.1 billion accounting scandal. Literally, Wirecard, they either fudged the books and never had $2.1 billion, or someone took $2.1 billion, or a third option that I can't think of because I'm not a finance guy. That's a lot of money. If someone made off with that, good for them. I guess. cryptos. Like, you're going to be hunted to the ends of the earth for the rest of your life and your children's life and your children's lives. But, you do you. But yeah, no. So Wirecard's business lines include cryptocurrency payments cards for 10x and Crypto.com, which is unsettling for those of you who might use Crypto.com or 10x. It's kind of a thing. I know 10x came out and they're monitoring the situation closely. And they're always evaluating the best options for our customers, which is straight up like generic marketing speak for no comment. Crypto.com at least said, we're just not talking about it. I at least appreciate that. But yeah, no. So the CEO, Chris Marszalek, said on Twitter last week, the funds have not been affected by the Wirecard scandal. They're held by a separate institution. Wirecard does not have custody of any crypto held by Crypto.com. Now, good, what this will mean for the debit cards that Crypto.com issues, the prepaid visas, that is unsure. And a lot of people aren't commenting because, honestly, I don't think a lot of people have any idea at this moment what in the world is going to go on. They're filing for insolvency. Are they going to go completely out of business? Are they going to recover? Are they going to do this? Are we going to jump ship? Are we going to move? Is there going to be a time frame between the two? Nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. But hey, in things we all do know, moving on, hey, compounds on Coinbase. Woo! I think it's like trading in like the 240 to 50 range last time I looked. So yeah, and not just Coinbase Pro, Coinbase. I saw it last night before I went to bed. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to talk about this in the morning. Yeah, so pretty cool. It's one of the most common requests we hear from customers to be able to buy and sell more cryptocurrencies on Coinbase. Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that. Cardano. So yeah, for those of you who might not know, Comp is an Ethereum token that governs the Compound protocol, which is a DeFi platform. I use air quotes with DeFi because it's had some criticism being a little too centralized for that, but they say they're working on it. And it's a young project. DeFi, or decentralized finance, is only just taking off. I don't know. Comp has increased so much so fast. It seems like a bubble to me, and it's not really raising any of the other coins. So I'm concerned. There's the FOMO, you don't want to miss out, but at the same time, is 250 the top, and then it's going to crash into the 100s, and then as DeFi actually develops as a space, will it expand? Just things like that run through my mind at 2 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, moving on. Some fun adoption news. You can buy Bitcoin with cash in an Australian post office. Good for them. So, yeah, the Australia Post and the country's local, the local cryptocurrency exchange Bitcoin.com.au entered into a partnership so they can use cash and EFT POS payments to buy Bitcoin directly from the post office. Hey, look at that. Bitcoin in everyday life. This is the type of thing we want to see. This is what's going to lead to good prices, good growth, good decentralization, and a one world currency, which I know that makes some people unsettled, but eventually we're going to get there, and I'd rather it be something decentralized like Bitcoin than one government's currency, America, or China taking over everything. I'd rather have it decentralized, spread out, and that everyone gets a piece of the pie, and we can all profit from it and use it as individuals and not feel penned in. Yeah. Oh, and then Bitcoin payments are reportedly now disabled for Venezuela passports. Talked about 2 days ago. They were enabled, and then they were disabled. They never announced anything. They just showed up that you could buy it with it, and now it's disabled. My thing is they're probably adding support, and some developer, some IT guy just hit yes when he should have hit no. That's all I can think of. They'll probably be re-enabled in another week or a couple months, maybe with an official announcement from Venezuela that they're going to start accepting Bitcoin overall. For those of you who don't know, Venezuela's had 1,000,000% insane inflation over the past few years. It's not a good time down there. So a lot of people have turned to Bitcoin because even with it being volatile for us, it's actually way, way, way more stable for them. Oh, that's good coffee. That's good coffee. Get yourself a nice dark roast. Drink it black. There you go, guys. Tip for the day. Alrighty, you're still here. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, woo. Alright, shilling done. Moving on. So, 1 billion Bitcoin options expire on Friday, i.e. today, and none of us really know what's going to happen. That's what this article talks about. Hey, what's going to happen? Well, it could go up. It could go down. It might go sideways. I don't know. But yeah, so in Bitcoin options trading, an investor pays for the right to buy or sell a particular amount of Bitcoin at a specified date. They pay a premium for this right to do so. Options allow investors or traders to bet on the future price of Bitcoin. In a call option, the trader has the right, again, not an obligation, to buy. In a put option, the trader has the right to sell. So analysts, pundits, and spot traders are monitoring the options price to predict the future price of Bitcoin in the spot market. Now, these options aren't actually pegged to Bitcoin specifically. They're just, paired. It's so weird. But yeah, around 114,000 options contracts are expiring. Deribit, Backed, CME, OKEX. Man, do you guys remember when Backed was like all anyone would talk about and how it was going to lead to this crazy adoption, and it just kind of didn't do anything at all? Like nothing. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, all these things, all these graphs, oh man, in the past they've coincided with extreme volatility, but the pandemic has changed this, and adoption has changed this. We have way more institutional investors, and Bitcoin's now closely correlated with the stock market and is actually affected by these macro influences because people don't know what to treat it like. It's a number on a screen, so they treat it like a stock. Another thing that frustrates me, and it frustrates a lot of people, but that is what it is. Moving on, Bitcoin fell by like $600 last night. Whoop-de-doo, it did it, and it's back up a little bit. It's still down like a percentage point, but I think that was just kind of everyone being like, it's Friday, oh no, and then, oh wait, nothing's actually kind of happened. So they're trying to say all these things. Here's some reasons. It's, the S&P 500's gone down. Things are, going through. Miners are selling too much stuff. Like, there's all these things. But then you get this news. Grayscale. It's this big investment firm. They're buying 3 times the amount of new Bitcoin. So for every 1 Bitcoin that's made, they're buying 3. They're buying Ethereum at 350% premiums. Like, they've done this over the past week, and oh my god, like they're actively buying things at 3 times the rate that they're being produced, and the price is not doing anything? Come on, guys. Like, we've got big institutions here. They added almost 20,000 Bitcoin to its trust. Almost 20,000. Since the halving, they've bought almost 54,000. When less than 40,000 has been mined. Like, they're really doing it. They're really buying it up. And if this thing goes insane, like once Bitcoin finally goes up, look at that. If Grayscale maintains the pace, they'll own 3.4% of Bitcoin, or over 500,000 of it by January of 2021. If Bitcoin goes to $100,000 in the next 5 years, Grayscale will make literal trillionaires from this. Just insane to me. Trillionaires. My God. And then, yeah. So the Bitcoin trust increased strongly. There's an Ethereum trust. It's decreased. They reached a low of the month of USD, down 65% from its annual high of 239. But since the Ethereum ETH share corresponds to about 0.01 ETH, the low price can be explained. It's decreasing to match the actual price. Yeah, however, even right now, it's still at 350% over its spot price. Just insane. There's all this weird action going on, and the cryptocurrency space is just flat. Like, I feel like just a kid poking what turned out to be a dead frog with a stick. Just being like, come on, do something. Do something. But yeah. Alright. So, there we go. Frustration for the day has been released. Alright. So, chart-wise, you can see Bitcoin dropped, and that led to, like, most of the others in the top 10 dropping, except Tether, because Tether doesn't matter. Yeah, get some steep declines. This UNAS, SEDLEO, I looked it up, and I went, oh, that's interesting, and then I promptly forgot about it. Monero's kicking around there. Tron, USD coin, flat, because it doesn't matter, it's a stable coin. But yeah, we're going to just have to wait and see how the day plays out as these futures expire. I'm interested to see how the day goes. We could see Bitcoin drop into the drop by thousands, like to 8,000 or 7,000. We could see it increase to 10,000, or it might continue to be a dead frog on the sidewalk and not move at all. Okay. Well, hey, if you're still listening at this point, thank you ever so much. Please, 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 if you made it this far, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're liking the content I'm putting out. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I look forward to interacting with you in the comments and talking to you about opinions and stuff like that. This has kind of been a real fun thing for me to do, and I kind of want to continue to do this and build. And likes and comments and subscriptions really do help out the channel, because it makes the YouTube algorithm go burr. All right, so my final shill is done. Thank you ever so much. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow on the other side of all these contracts. Bye.